everyone, and welcome to a Pick a Pile reading. This is What Will Your Next Chapter Bring You? And in each of the readings, we are going to break it down into sections. So we're going to look at what your next chapter is bringing in love. We're going to look at what it's bringing you in terms of your career path, whether you're working towards a career or whether you're in a career. And then we're going to finish off with your personal and spiritual journey in your next chapter. I have the three groups in front of me. You can choose group 1 with the pink, group 2 with the green, or group 3 with the peachy kind of orange. Feel free to pause the video if you need to, and when you're ready, I'll see you in your reading. Hi group 1, welcome to the reading where we are finding out what your next chapter is bringing in terms of love, career/study, and spiritual or personal growth. So you're here with the pink incense cone for group 1, and we are going to begin by pulling one card for each of those areas, and then we will break each one down. So this is for group 1, please, Spirit. So what is group 1's next chapter bringing them in terms of love? Wow, that was quick and very very direct. So we have the Ace of Air coming out for love. Then career and study. What's group 1's next chapter bringing in terms of career or studies, depending on what they're doing? I will take 2. So, okay, 2 major arcanas. So we have the Emperor and we have Renewal. Okay. And then finally, oh no, we're not going to use that deck. Spiritually and personally speaking, what is group 1's next chapter bringing? One card, please. We have heart protection there for spiritual and personal life in your next chapter. So beginning over here, we have the Ace of Air representing what's going on in terms of love in your next chapter. So if you don't have anyone in your life, it feels like there will be someone that you are interested in or someone that's grabbing your attention. I feel like there's going to be conversation happening with this person. And it feels like there's an instant meeting of minds, or like if it's not a meeting of minds, it's like you either have like the same sense of humor or the same belief about something, or you share the same values or something along those lines. Like as you talk, there is something that you're very mutual on, or like something that you share. And then if you are in a connection, this is sort of representing a new cycle opening up. And it does feel like the challenging beginning part resonates more with the collective that's in a connection. And it feels like maybe you've been going through it a little bit, or you haven't really been on the same page, but there's a new cycle coming in this next chapter. And although it has a challenging beginning, it does have a lot of potential. And it feels like you're going to be able to communicate better, speak more openly and more clearly, be more honest. And that's going to be like the way that you navigate through. I also want to just throw out a little message that's coming through, basically for anybody that's lacking clarity right now. If you can get yourself out into nature like this unicorn, and do it alone, do it by yourself, and just get out there and sit in the earth for a little bit. Take some deep breaths, meditate for 5 minutes or longer if you can. I think that will do wonders for you. And there is some sort of like knowledge or information that you're going to receive either during or like just after you do that. But yeah, more clarity. We will clarify and get a little bit more detailed for both collectives. So for the singles, what is this new opportunity, this new communication? Another ace. So you're very new. The Ace of Inspiration is making me feel like something about them could really inspire you, like whether it's what they do, their wisdom, you know, the way they see the world. Something is quite inspiring to you, but also there's an attraction and an excitement about this person with that Ace of Inspiration energy. That's the Ace of Wands. And it does feel like there is a bit of a spark off the bat. And it's interesting that we're getting a message about a spark, because just yesterday I did a pick-a-pile reading on my Instagram, and the topic was literally, who will you feel a spark for next? So if you're interested, go to my Instagram and check that out, because maybe you can find a little bit of extra info about the person. But what else can you tell me about this new communication, this new love interest? Group 1, next chapter. What can you tell me about this new love interest? Stop, the Queen of Emotions. So either there's like an intuitive feeling or an intuitive knowing that this person's going to be special to you, or there's something deeper to why you're meeting this person. Or it's like there's a lot of emotion and a lot of feeling felt quite early on. I could also read it as like this person is either really attracted to like your, not just your beauty, but like your heart, your energy, or vice versa. You're really attracted to their heart and their energy. Actually, maybe that's what, maybe this card's sort of describing what that instant attraction is, because I said that something really inspires you about them, and it could be like their kindness, their heart, their energy, their compassion. Or that could be like what they admire about you. We have the 9 of Materials. So either one or both of you could be quite independent, quite successful. I'm almost picking up on like, I'm hearing like you tick all the boxes. You tick all the boxes. How come you're still single is the full dialogue that I just heard. So there's a lot of admiration. So maybe you have some really deep conversations like early on, and you learn a lot about each other, and you kind of are both inspired by each other. So that's for singles. And then for the collective, that's inner connection. What's the message here for those that are in connections? What's the next chapter bringing? So I am hearing it's going to get hard before it gets easy. So we have the Four of Emotions. Ten of Voices. And then the Emperor. Okay, so it almost feels like the first thing that I heard when the Four of Emotions came out was like acknowledging there's a problem or recognizing there's a problem, because it feels like maybe you guys were just avoiding it altogether. And then it definitely seems like the Ten of Voices can be like a sharp or sudden ending, and it almost feels like, you know, shit has to hit the fan before it starts to improve. So it's almost like avoiding. Everything comes to a very abrupt halt because someone's like, I can't do this anymore. And then that grants the opportunity for one or both of you to step up, take control, and be like, we're not letting this go. You know, we're going to overcome this together. But it definitely seems like that message that came when I was first shuffling. It's got to get worse before it gets better. And it seems like it gets worse until you both acknowledge the problem in order to figure out how to navigate it and what to do about it from here. I sort of am getting this energy of you getting really burnt out and being like, I can't do this anymore. And your person, it's like a wake-up call, and it feels like with the Emperor here, they step up and they're like, okay, tell me what I have to do. They become like almost the leader, and they're like, even if they're like, tell me what I've got to do, it's like they're trying to lead the situation to a better place. And it does feel like with discipline and like holding on to that commitment, it does feel like you can overcome it. We have the Moon underneath. So I think that there's definitely like big talks to be had about, you know, emotions and true feelings and anything that you haven't been saying to each other, like getting it out all on the table. But yeah, Four of Voices, healing. A lot of healing can become of this conversation. Devil in reverse, you know, freeing yourself from what was sort of restricting the relationship, what was holding the relationship back. So it definitely feels like there's an opportunity to overcome whatever troubles you guys have been facing. Now we'll go into career or study, depending on what you're doing. So we have the Emperor once more. It says here, organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. And we have renewal, 420. Love it. Review and evaluate, a favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. So I do feel like in the next chapter, you could be sort of stepping up and taking a little bit more control over what direction you're going in relation to your career. It feels like you're doing a lot of reevaluation and really trying to like weigh everything up, because it does feel like maybe you're being pulled in a new direction that's going to make you more happy. Maybe you've been, you know, working towards, or yeah, like you've been investing in a path that wasn't actually fulfilling you, and there could be like a course correct coming, or just you kind of like like if you're not, like if whatever you're doing is not making you happy, it's like you're recognizing this and really stepping up into like, okay, so what am I going to do about it? You know, do I persist? Do I see it through? Do I, you know, move in a new direction now before it goes any further? But really being logical and making wise decision, like not just rushing into anything. It's like taking the time to really evaluate and figure out what the best move is for you. If you have a business and it's like time to, you know, say renew your ABN or like renew your business, you could be evaluating whether you want to keep going with this, whether you want to sell, whether you want to just like close it down and do something different. Maybe like if your lease is coming to an end of where you've set up your business, or your contract's coming to an end at your workplace, it's like something's up for renewal and you could be deciding whether or not you actually want to renew that contract. Let's see what else we can get in terms of career/study for Group 1's next chapter. So we have the King of Scrolls, and that's come out in the reverse position. So the King of Scrolls in reverse is like separating from like an employer or a job or a career path. It's moving in a different direction, or like, you know, ending a contract. So many of you could definitely be choosing not to renew that contract, whatever that contract might be in your personal situation. So we've got winter coming out. So that could be as literal as like this is going to happen over the winter time. And that's very applicable if you're in, I think, the Northern Hemisphere, but we're kind of exiting winter now and moving. So maybe over winter, you know, things slow down, or you started not to feel so passionate and excited about what it is you do. And that could be what's kind of drawing you away or drawing you towards doing something different. And the other thing about winter is like if things have frozen over, it's like something, if you are resonating with that message that you do have a business, or maybe you work on commission or whatever and you haven't been earning as much, like things have slowed down. And that could be why you're assessing what you should do from here. And then we have the Seven of Scrolls in reverse, which is intricacies and industry. Now, this card in reverse is making me think that rather than paying attention to the minute details, you're looking more at the big picture. In the upright, it's just about like focusing on the little details each day to continue to build your empire or to build whatever you're working on. But then in the reverse, it's making me think of like zooming out and looking big picture. Is this serving me in the long run? It's really sort of like looking ahead now and wondering, is this sustainable long term? Can I invest in this long term? So definitely like making big decisions. And I think that's why we got such big cards out here, 2 major arcana. It's like huge life-changing decisions and really, really coming to a conclusion on what it is that's going to serve you the best For some of you, it does look like changing paths in some way with the way these cards are coming out. But at the end of the day, it's more so just about like, yeah, you're looking more at the big picture rather than just taking things day to day anymore. So you could also use that energy to like set yourself some long-term goals. But yeah, that's what I'm picking up for that section. And then finally, for spiritual and personal, I'm really, really jumbling up my words today. For the areas of sort of like spiritual and personal growth, or your journey, your personal journey in your next chapter, we're going to read this from the book. So you got number 7, heart protection. And remember, this is for this next chapter. Pink fluorite is a stone for your heart chakra. You may be in need of some heart protection. If you have recently gone through a breakup or lost someone you love, your heart may be vulnerable to even the slightest bit of stress. Your heart just needs some space and protection to heal. When your heart is out of balance, it can affect all your other chakras, which can accentuate issues or just bring more sorrow. Let fluorite help protect you from any more undue stress and allow it to bring organization back into your life by helping you dissolve any negative energy that may have attached itself to you. This card also may indicate your heart is guarded and a wall may need to come down to let love in. Pink fluorite will also assist you to stabilize your aura and aid in psychic work, as it also operates with the third eye chakra. This is a perfect combination while working through heart issues. Allow your inner wisdom to help you through this situation. Maybe you are being guided to truly find what your heart desires, what makes your heart sing. Follow your intuition and come from a place of love, because when you do, you will no longer need protection of any sort. Your heart will shine so strong, nothing will influence it. This is also a time to bring in balance and structure to your world. Fluorite has a beautiful solid shape. Call on this crystal to help you bring structure and balance back into your life. Yeah, so maybe that's a big reason why you are really assessing things in this area, is like, you know, your heart's not in it and you could maybe experience more fulfillment doing something different. You know, maybe you used to care more about earning big dollars, status or levels of success, and now your heart's seeking different things as you grow, and that's okay. And then I think also maybe this message could also apply to the area of love. Maybe it's saying you need to let your walls down in order to help this new connection come in, or to help resolve the issues in your current relationship. This card mentioned breakups and losing someone you love. And we spoke about maybe recently you and your partner haven't been quite on the same page. So maybe it got to the point of, you know, a big, huge blow up, or maybe that's signaling the message that we got about how things are going to get a little bit worse before they get better. But it's a sign that, you know, everything can be okay if you just, you know, let down your walls and let the love in. Let love be your guide. But yeah, that's it from me for you, Group 1. I hope you've enjoyed this message. I look forward to reading for you again soon. Until then, take care, stay safe. Bye. Hi, Group 2. Welcome to your reading, where we are looking at what your next chapter will bring. We're going to break it down into 3 sections: love, career or study, and then spiritual and personal growth. So let's not waste any time. Let's just dive straight in. Do a quick shuffle and pull a card for each of those areas, which we will then break down further. So for Group 2, please, Spirit, what is Group 2's next chapter bringing in terms of love? The 8 of Water. What is Group 2 what is what is group 2's next chapter bringing in terms of career or study? Oh, we have renewal once again coming out. It came out for group 1 as well in this section. So that could be a bit of like a collective energy going on in this area. And then spiritually, personally, emotionally, what is group 2's next chapter bringing them? We have 28. Oh, look at that. We have 28 and then 28. That's so cool. All right, so let's break these cards down. So the 8 of Water, we have a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, and spiritual and emotional growth. So I can look at this differently for different scenarios. So, you know, if you're single, this is really like, you're not looking for something mediocre, or, you know, you're not looking just to be with someone for the sake of being with someone. You're really searching for something really meaningful, something that has both spiritual and emotional connection. And, you know, you're quite willing to walk away from anyone or anything that's not bringing you that fulfillment. So it could be a period where maybe you are open to people, but a lot of them you're sort of turning away from or moving on from because they're just not quite up to standard. And that's good. Like, if you are someone that has, you know, put in boundaries and you have certain things that you won't compromise on, and you know that about yourself, then you're in a really good position to find exactly the connection you're after, because you're being selective, you're using discernment, and every time you say no to someone, you're telling the universe what you won't settle for, and kind of making it more clear on what it is that you need. Regardless of whether you're single or in a relationship, it's going to be a period of a lot of sort of self-love, spiritual and emotional growth within you, yourself. And the more that you sort of grow and evolve and prioritize yourself, maybe that desire to move on from someone who's just not able to meet your needs and requirements, you know, maybe that desire to move on is just getting a little bit stronger. And maybe this is the time when you're going to sort of walk away knowing that it's not going to fulfill you and that you need more. So we're going to clarify for both collectives, or just add any info on. So for group 2, for the singles, can we clarify or add to this 8 of Water message? Group 2's next chapter, what's going on in love? Hold on, it's too many cards. Group 2 singles, next chapter in love. What can you tell us? Can they know? Oh, they don't really want to go back in those ones. So we have the Queen of Materials and we have the Ace of Inspiration. Why are we getting so many cards come out? Can we just get one more? One more card. Awakening. Okay. So yeah, I definitely pick up on a lot of like emotional and spiritual growth. It feels like the Queen of Materials is making me feel like you have really grown or are continuing to grow in self-love and self-value. It's like you value yourself, you know what you bring to the table, you know what you want. And maybe you didn't always sort of see yourself the way that you are starting to see yourself. Maybe you didn't always fully know what you wanted. Maybe you used to enter relationships for the sake of it or for the wrong reasons, or maybe you lacked boundaries and things like that. And it feels like the stronger that you get spiritually and emotionally, the more that you are, you know, putting it out there to the universe, like, this is what I need in a partner, and this is what I will and won't settle for. And like I said, that's helping manifest that person that is for you into your being. We do have the Ace of Inspiration coming out. It's not really like the traditional meaning coming through. It is more like, to me, it's like sending out those signals to the universe about what you want. But I kind of just want to pull, like, is there any new beginning with that Ace of Inspiration, or is this just more about manifestation, etc.? Wait, what? Six of Inspiration, Six of Voice. So it's, yeah, it's not... It's not so much that there's like new energies that you're interested in and, you know, new exciting things happening. It's more like you're moving forward in a really good direction because you're starting to see yourself as the prize, and now the universe is able to sort of recognize you in that same light and be like, okay, we know what we want, now we can send it straight to you. It's almost like the universe is going to send that person, flick them straight towards you. So I do feel like that person's in your future. And the more discerning you are, and the more like firm you are within your boundaries and what you will and won't accept, the quicker that person can come towards you. So it's like you're open, but for the right person. And now we'll do a little clarifier for in relationships. So those that are in connections, in group 2, what's their next chapter bringing in love? Ace of Inspiration once again. And we have the Hanged Muse. So yeah, I think that you're starting to get new perspectives. You're starting to see things differently. You're starting to like awaken. Want one more card. Muse of Inspiration. So I do feel like, yeah, you're going to be having new perspectives. I feel like this inspiration is representing like your thirst for more in life. And it feels like you're sort of just being pulled in new directions. You're getting a new perspective on life, and it's not really aligning with that person anymore. And you're getting this desire to kind of like step up and take charge of your life and push it in the direction that you want to go in. It's like you're really kind of like awakening to, you know, a fire within you it's pulling you somewhere, or it's making you want more, or it could even be a fire where it's like you're starting to see yourself again like as the prize, and you're being like, man, like I don't want to self-sacrifice any longer to keep the peace in a relationship that's comfortable, but it's not, you know, like it's not lighting a fire within me. Like I'm not passionate about this anymore, and I'm not willing to just sort of like stay in this position when I feel like there's more out there for me. And it definitely does feel like this energy of like taking charge, you know, getting yourself out of that predicament and moving in a new direction. It really is like the universe is lighting a fire in you and being like, this is just not for you, and there's something so much better. So that's the love message covered. I need to sneeze. Now we'll go into, oh my God, are you going to come out or not? We'll go into career and study messages. So we have the renewal card coming out once again. It says here, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts and time to move in a new direction. So similarly to this energy of like this desire for more, potentially that's sort of bleeding over into your career and study path as well. And it is a little bit similar to the previous group, which kind of just tells me that this is like a collective thing going on right now. So there could be a career change or a job change. You could start to move in a new direction with whatever you're already doing, but just sort of taking it down a new route or changing it up in some way. Or there could be like a totally new beginning. But there's definitely like an important or significant change in the next path. Potentially there could be like, I'm just thinking sort of 20, it goes 21, and then 21 is the world card, and then that's it. So it's kind of making me think that you're like approaching the end of something and maybe starting to assess, okay, what next, or what to do next, or maybe you're considering putting an end to one thing in order to, like I said, move in a new direction, or, you know, shake things up a little bit, not shift things, but something along those lines. But we'll get some more cards and see if there's anything to add or any advice. Oh, my shuffling today, gosh. Come on, Felicia. So what's new? Group 2's new chapter, next chapter. Oh my gosh. What is Group 2's next chapter bringing them in terms of career/study? What can we add to what we already have? Well, we have commitment in reverse. So this does signify like a contract ending. So again, like the last group, I don't know if some of you were drawn to 2 groups, or if this is again just a collective energy. There could be some sort of contract up for renewal, and you're weighing up a decision of whether to re-sign or renew, or whether to end it and move in a new direction. have the Six of Keys. One more card, please. We have number 19, Reflection in reverse. All right, so I'm going to be really cheeky and just take a quick look at the guidebook for the Six of Keys, because the meaning has escaped me. So it says, the waxing moon on this card shows an exciting time of increase, abundance, and growth. Your efforts have combined with external circumstances, and even the stars have aligned. If things have been financially tight for you recently, you can relax. There is great opportunity for increase and fulfillment in every way, financially, creatively, and even in your reputation and prestige. So just do your work and get ready to receive. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So again, you could be, it's kind of like that message of, do I renew this contract and continue with this? Do I move in a new path that could potentially fulfill me more? Maybe it's like your niche or something that you're really passionate about, or something that you're really good at. And you know, trying to weigh things up about which direction to move in. It kind of feels like with the reflection in reverse that maybe you need to look at it through more of a logic lens and not just an emotional lens, or maybe it's about bringing your emotion and your logic into balance to make the right decision. Maybe look at what's driving you, look at what's motivating you. You know, are you making the decision in faith, or are you making it out of fear? Like, really get to the bottom of you know, your emotions and what's driving you in order to make the right decision for you. It does feel like some of you could be contemplating ending a contract or a commitment to pursue something that you feel like it might be more fulfilling. And then maybe it's about just like not acting on impulse, and maybe it's just about being logic about it. Like, can you afford to just end this and go full-time in this? Do you need to balance both? Like, what is the best way forward in order for you to prosper and thrive down the line? You know, making really wise decisions and not just making them based off emotion. Yeah, that's all that I'm picking up on with that portion. So I'll leave it there and we'll move on to our final section. So your spiritual and personal journey in the next chapter is the card Lightbringer. And we will read it from the book. So 28. Candle quartz is a light bringer. You have a soul purpose and you are here to help heal the earth. At times you feel like your light is not shining bright, but at other times you feel so bright that you illuminate everything everywhere you go. The role of a light worker is at times very tough, and sometimes we wonder why we ever decided to come to earth. Keep your chin up and keep pushing forward. You may feel that you aren't really doing much, but know your purpose is great. Go forth knowing that every action, whether big or small, is making a difference. You are on the right track. Keep up the good work and continue to shine the light so others may find their way. Candle quartz is a beautiful crystal to meditate with to bring light to a situation. You may want it to see into the darkest places of yourself, find your soul purpose, or find more clarity on your current life path. It is a very gentle quartz when used this way. If you can't find your own light, draw on the qualities of this card/crystal. You can also use candle quartz to call on your guides and totem animals. They are present on your soul journey and will always remind you that you're not alone. Call on candle quartz when you need help lighting the way for not only yourself, but for others as well. So this does make a lot of sense. It is like perhaps you're being pulled in this direction of like the light worker route where you are here to shine light and help others heal and things like that. And maybe you're at a crossroads of whether it's time to fully invest in that, finding the faith to invest in that, or finding a way to balance that while you're still earning an income, etc. It's kind of making me think about like with where I'm at, trying to balance, a childcare job as well as keep this up can be really difficult at times, but I wouldn't feel fulfilled if I just did childcare, but I can't fully invest in just this yet because I have to make sure I can support myself and my son. So I just felt guided to share that with you. I don't always share about that sort of stuff, but it just feels like it's a way to kind of help you see what I mean in terms of that. But because your message specifically mentioned guides and totem animals, I do feel guided to see which animal it is that you're being guided to connect with in this next chapter. My goodness. We have the leaf cutter ant, army of life. Ask for help, seek support, you are not alone. So we'll also read this from the book as well. So page 60. There might be something else helpful in here. The ants are masters at structure and building. They show us that everything is possible with determination and dedication. Extremely social and strong, they live in vast communities. We can learn a lot about supporting each other through them. Each ant knows their place as an individual and within the whole colony. The ant brings the message of the importance of building strong foundations and connections to the earth through your base or root chakra. They also prompt you to ask for help if you need it. Asking for help is not a weakness. Everyone needs support. Reach out to someone close or ask the universe to send someone to you and they will find you. You are part of an army of light. That little last bit kind of made me think about how I was talking about how you're kind of like sending signals out to the universe about what you want. And that kind of validates here that, the universe is going to send you the person that you need, or send you your person, and they will find you. It's like a little confirmation there. So I just thought I would mention that. But yeah, we've come to the end of your reading. I hope that you've enjoyed the message. I've loved reading for you today, and I can't wait to do it again soon. Until then, stay safe. Bye. Hi Group 3, welcome to your reading where we are finding out about what your next chapter is bringing you. You chose a peachy coloured incense cone, and I'm going to get straight into your messages. We're going to pull one card each for the areas of love, career or study if you're studying, and spiritual personal journey for your next chapter. And then we're going to break it down in a little bit more detail. All right, So for group 3, please, what is the next chapter bringing group 3 in terms of love? We have the Two of Earth. What is the next chapter bringing group 3 in terms of career or study? Ace of Air. And what is the personal or spiritual message for the next chapter? Okay, so this one was this one that fell or flipped as like a single card. So I'm going to take that one and I'm going to leave those ones behind. Okay, so starting with the Two of Earth, this card is really all about having a lot on your plate. And maybe like love has kind of taken the back seat, or love is taking the back seat. Obviously, this is future tense, next chapter. So it does feel like there's a lot going on outside of love that makes love a little bit difficult to prioritize. So if you're a single, for example, if you're a single looking for love and hoping to meet someone, then this would be saying maybe it's time to sort of like reflect on your schedule and consider, like, do you actually have time to meet someone? Or do you have time to fit in someone like permanently? Like, do you have room in your schedule for a partner? Because this card can be about like, maybe you need to decide how you can free up some space in your life to find love or to even be like in a relationship. It feels like you have like a lot of responsibilities, and that could already be now. And this is like the universe saying, consider finding more time to like be playful and put yourself in situations to meet someone. Make time for people, make room in your life for love, to show the universe that you're ready for it, so that the universe gets the green light to kind of send love your way. And then if this is, if you're someone that's in a connection that's watching this, this could be saying that your relationship kind of goes on the back burner in the next chapter, because there's a lot of other things that either you or your partner have going on. I am sort of noticing that we have the Ace of Air in the career study section, and that's like new ideas, like starting new ventures, acting on new ideas. So maybe whatever that new idea is taking up a lot of either your or their or both of your time and energy and resources, that you don't have a lot of time for the relationship. And this card would sort of be like some advice as well, like where can you find space to have fun together and, you know, make sure that you're still dating each other no matter how long you've been together. But it definitely feels like other things are the focus, and there's actually not much room for love. So as I said, if you are single looking for love, this would be the universe's sort of sign that you need to make space for it. Because sometimes, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but sometimes we can say that we want something when we really don't have room for it in our lives. So if you're someone that, you know, works heaps, and then, I don't know, if you're someone that just doesn't have a lot of spare time, the universe is probably like, well, you don't have time for the person that we want to send you, so we're going to wait. Or you're telling the universe that you don't have room in your life for them. So, and dialogue can play a big part in this. Like if you're someone that's always like, oh, there's never enough hours in the day, you know, oh, I need to find more time, or I don't have time, or I don't have this, I don't have that. You're telling the universe, I don't have time or space for love, because I don't have enough hours in the day for this already and that already. So you need to be mindful of, I guess, your mindset and your beliefs in how much time you have and how much space you have, because what you're putting out into the universe is saying, yep, roger that, I'll act accordingly. So if you start to, I don't know, twice a week from 6 o'clock onwards is like date myself time, and you take yourself on a date, or you do some self-care or something for your beauty routine or something fun, to show the universe that those 2 nights a week you're committed to self-love and therefore like love, if that makes sense. All right, so clarifying for singles for their next chapter. What else would you like to add about what the next chapter is bringing? What is the next chapter bringing the singles of group 3 when it comes to love? So you're going to have a busy schedule. We know that. And then the 6 of inspiration is, it does feel like you're going to be getting recognition. Now, it feels more like you're getting recognized by others, but it doesn't feel romantic to me. I'm not getting a romantic energy. It's like, you know, your workplace recognize you, or you get an award, or you get a promotion or a pay rise, or a congratulations of some kind, because the spotlight's on you and you're being like recognized for something. So like you personally are getting your efforts recognized in some way by others, but it doesn't so much feel like romantic. The way that I will interpret it is that you have a very attractive aura in your next chapter, and I think that people will definitely have their eye on you and they will be drawn to you. And it's not just like in terms of your beauty, like I'm sure you're very beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's more like the energy that you're in and the aura that you're giving off. It's like a lot of people are kind of like, they're attracted to that energy. So you will have a lot of people admiring you from afar, but see down in this card, they're not getting all that close. So I don't know, I feel like, yeah, admirers from afar. We do have the 10 of Voices coming out. So what am I feeling with that? It almost just feels like I get quite a dramatic energy from this card. Like, oh, I've got to give up this, I've got to give up that. So I don't know if anyone, and I don't mean it with any shade whatsoever, like, it's making me giggle, but like, it's like something, maybe like me telling you like something needs to come to an end, or you've got to create space. It's like the thought of having to sacrifice something in your week is like, oh, like, oh, I can't believe I have to give that up. Obviously you don't have to give anything up, but it does feel like you could be sort of releasing or ending whatever you can. Whoa. Yeah, to open up space for a new beginning with the Ace of Voices there. I'm kind of also seeing this as like, maybe you're about to reach a career goal or some sort of milestone that you wanted. It's like you're going to achieve something that you wanted to achieve before you turned your focus to love. And I feel like maybe that's about to happen. You're about to achieve this goal. like whether it's like buying a house or making partner, making a manager, blah, blah, blah. It's like you reach that goal. Maybe it's an end to all the stress, blood, sweat, and tears that you've had to put in to get there. And now you can kind of look back at that and go, okay, I've achieved what I've wanted to achieve. And then it's like maybe being a little bit torn between wanting to continue to invest and wanting to kind of like look in a different direction in terms of like meeting someone. I also really want to say that if you do meet someone or you go on a date with someone, be present. Make sure that you're being very present. It almost feels like your mind's in another place and you're not giving it full potential. So there is a chance that some of you may reach this goal and then go on like a date with someone, or a couple of weeks down the track you go on a date, but I really can't help but feel like it's like you're not being very present and you're missing the potential because your mind's on like work or something like that. And I'm also picking up the message that like don't focus on what you're losing, focus on the possibilities. So if you are having to like give anything up to create space for a relationship, like don't focus on what you're losing, focus on what you could gain. Or if you have to give anything up for any reason, don't focus on what you're losing, focus on what you have to gain. All right, so that's the singles message. Now I'll pull some cards for those of you in connections. So people in connections, what is this chapter bringing group 3 in terms of love? So we have the 5 of inspiration. So that's definitely like feeling like you need to compete. Either you need to compete for their attention or they need to compete for yours. Someone could be feeling a little bit shut out. It could be you or it could be your partner. It definitely feels like one of you is like a bit of a workaholic or something here. Or one of you becomes very focused on something new. One more card, please. The 5 of inspiration can be like competing goals, competing needs or competing desires, competing opinions, that type of thing, conflicting schedules, and just, making it really hard to line up time with one another. And I'm picking up with all of these little windows or whatever they are, I'm hearing the message of it's a good time to do some reflection or self-reflection. Maybe reflect on why you're so emotional about it. If you're the one that's not getting much of their time, or if they are the one that's being emotional, then maybe it's about trying to understand where they're coming from. Maybe they're wounded from, the past, and it's that wound's being triggered, and maybe you can be, compassionate or understanding, or maybe that's what you need to be towards yourself if you're the one that's in that position. It feels like you, look at that, we have the Lovers on the bottom as well. I was going to say, it feels like you can work it out. It feels like it's a learning opportunity for you both to learn something about each other, either about like upbringing, past, boundaries, wounds. Did I say wounds already? But it's like there's something that you can learn about each other here and then grow from. And then with the Lovers underneath, it's like, you know, getting back on the same page, coming back into sync, reconnecting and sort of like feeling the love again. All right, so next we have the career or study section, and we have the Ace of Air. This card says brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation or a challenging beginning. So it does feel like there is a new idea or something new is inspiring you. It may not be super easy, but it's got a lot of potential. So let's see what we can add. To group 3. What's the next chapter bringing group 3 for career path? Okay, so we have the Akashic Library coming out with the Ace of Air. So this idea or whatever is inspiring you, this is coming from like a past life. So this is something that you've done before, not in this lifetime, but in a different lifetime. And it's a skill or a passion or endeavor that you have, your soul is familiar with. And it's like returning to you to use in this life. Clearing the way in reverse. So a blockage or an obstacle has been cleared, and that's why this is able to return to you or like come back to you. So either like it could be something in your energy that needed to be cleared, or it could have been something in your life that needed to be cleared. Some sort of challenge, some sort of obstacle, but that's being removed in the next chapter, and that's why this can come back to you. It's like it's opened you up or it's cleared some space or something like that. And it's definitely like freeing the path. So this idea, it's definitely like a clear path. It might be challenging to start with, but it's like a clear road ahead once you just sort of take that leap. One more card, please. So we have, excuse me, we have will, wisdom, and mind in the reverse. So when it's in the upright, it's about being like very much in alignment, like your will, your wisdom, and your mind are all on the same page and all working together. So in the reverse, it's like something hasn't been aligned previously. And I feel like maybe they relate to each other. It's like something's cleared, and then, so it could be like a way of thinking or a belief, you know, a thought pattern, a fear that was preventing all three from being on the same page, and that's getting cleared. And therefore you come into alignment and you're able to receive that idea. So you're just doubling down basically. So you're going to get a new idea and you definitely should act on it. Even if it feels like it's going to be tough at the start, it's definitely going to be worth it. And then finally, we have got 32, shield your energy, look beneath the surface. And this is your spiritual or personal journey in your next chapter. Excuse me. The frog is a diverse amphibian. Living all over the world, the frog thrives in clean habitats. Its life is a process of metamorphosis from egg to tadpole and then to adult frog. Frogs are often seen as the ultimate rainmaker, with the exotic and intrinsic sounds of their beautiful sacred song echoing through their native bushland. This slippery creature cannot endure a toxic environment and requires unpolluted habitats to thrive. In order for you to succeed right now, you must clear and screen your surroundings. Closely connected to the moon cycles, the frog encourages you to release your emotions in a healthy way, washing away any negative physical or mental energies that restrict you from having a positive and peaceful life. Encouraging you to look deeper into a situation to find the truth of the matter, the frog will challenge you to release anything that is holding you back from success. You may be feeling swamped right now, swimming through murky water, but just like the frog, you may need a long rest or to hibernate from others while you gather your senses and a fresh perspective. Right now, the gentle energy of the frog totem is requesting you to look deep beneath the surface. Not everything is what it appears. Influence from toxic environments is suffocating your natural gifts and talents that need to be nurtured. You require a healthy, supportive, and loving environment for you to grow and thrive as an individual. Now is the time to take care of your health, releasing emotions and examining your own energy and how it interacts with others. Use the element of water to unblock your energy fields and create a smooth flow of Kundalini for personal healing and growth. Find your own sacred song. Call to others who share your passions and interests where you can support and renew your inner fire. An affirmation is, I sing the beautiful sacred song of my heart, clear and loud for all to hear. And if you would like to go one step further, you can call upon Archangel Uriel for clear focus, mental clarity, and shielding negativity. And if you have any black obsidian, or if you wish to call upon the energy of black obsidian, that's also going to benefit you as well. I loved that message of how it just like tied everything together, especially about like unblocking your energy fields and creating a smooth flow of Kundalini for personal healing and growth. Find your own sacred song, because we literally said that when something's unblocked or removed or released, this idea or whatever is going to come back to you, this thing from a past life. And that's basically like exactly what that says, like unblock your energy fields and you're going to find your sacred song, like your gift is going to come back to you. Oh, that was so nice. So that is the end of the reading though, group 3. I hope that you've enjoyed it today. I've really enjoyed doing it for you. I hope to see you again soon, but until next time, stay safe.